What am I up to today? Some craziness. I'm being super productive and also creative at the same time. Um, Doing a project for a client, just mixing stuff we recorded a long time ago. Um, but also, more from me, I am decorating some disc golf discs. So I wanted to show that off and then talk about a thought that I was having while doing this. So first, here's the discs. Normally, discs have the names on them and their attributes, so you can know how they fly and stuff. But I stripped them. You can use 100% acetone and cotton balls to just literally take the designs off, take the prints off. It's really easy, surprisingly easy, which is cool. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take their names and make sigils out of them. Sigil, to put it very simply, is just kind of like a simplified symbol. It's kind of like how I do them is I take the word, I spell it out, and then I take all those letters and I kind of mash them together and I collapse the word into more of a symbol that just contains the energy of the word, and you're supposed to kind of forget the word. It's a way of taking an idea and sinking it into your subconscious mind. It's a very beautiful practice, so I do it for a lot of different reasons lately. But I've been designing them and I'm going to put them on the discs. So here's the names of the discs. Sidewinder, maybe not as meaningful, but it is a thing. This is the truth. I already kind of drew over it a little bit. That's just where someone's phone number was because I bought it from them. This is called the Explorer. This is the King. This is the Suspect. Yeah. This is the Tesla, the Sword, and the Pure. So those are all like really cool ideas to me. Ideas or symbols. They definitely have an energy behind them. Just part of the fun part of disc golf. It's part of the fun of disc golf, I guess I should say, is just like having your set of discs that fly well for you, but also that to me, like if you think about them, like can have meaning. I think it's a nice like additional layer to the game of like knowing what symbolic energies are in your bag, essentially. So I'm fully embracing that idea and working on that today. So kind of fun. If you didn't know that you could design your own discs or like take off the symbols and put on your own designs, I'd encourage you to maybe do that. Like personalize your set even more so. Okay, here's my thought though that just came to mind, and I don't know how true it is, but it feels true enough to interact with it. So wanted to run it by you guys. The thought came from me asking myself whether I wanted to put my phone number on the discs since I'm having to cover up somebody else's phone number. The reason you do that is because if the disc gets lost, if you throw it in the water, for example, or in the woods and somebody finds it later, a lot of times they will call you and say, hey, I've got your disc, and meet up and give it to you. Like, it's nice. It's a nice thing in the disc golf community. People are generally pretty kind about that. But I was asking myself, like, do I want to do that? And I feel like no. And the reason is because I think that if I lose it, I lose it. Then the concluding thought coming out of that feeling is it's only yours while you have it. It's yours until you don't have it anymore. then it is not yours. I don't think that there's anything wrong with ownership. Like right now, these discs definitely feel like they're mine. I paid for them or was given them. And the ownership makes me feel like excited to use them, excited to draw on them, etc., and like excited to get better with them. The ownership is an important part of developing a relationship with any person or thing. So when I say ownership, I don't mean like possessiveness. Like, you hear lovers say, I'm yours and you're mine, and it's endearing. It's endearing if it's not possessive, if there's not an energy of possessiveness. If there is an energy of possessiveness, then, not so cool. Like, you don't want to be owned by anybody, obviously, like for real. But for someone to have a sense of ownership over their relationship to you, I think is fine, and healthy. Like, you are my friend is ownership of the friendship. So to say these are my discs is cool. But if that relationship changes, it should always be okay. I think attachment to being the owner of something can be detrimental. Anybody who has gone through like minimizing processes of like getting rid of things in their room or their house has had to deal with this idea and say, okay, well, this was mine. I was once very, very excited about having it, or it once fulfilled some kind of purpose, but now I've either outgrown it or I don't have room for it, or, I recognize that I didn't really want it. I was just like trying to fulfill something else, or maybe it was gifted to me and I felt like I couldn't not accept the gift, or past accepting it, its use was over. Like there's a lot of reasons to get rid of something. You can actively do that. Or sometimes you lose things. So what happened the last round that I played of disc golf, my friend had got this brand new disc. It was pretty expensive disc, $25. That's expensive for a disc. It was brand new. It looked fast. It was designed to be thrown fast. It had a cool design on it, nice rainbow design on it, which I think had some meaning to him, it seems like. But on his first throw, his first throw of that disc, it actually ended up going in the water. It was very unfortunate. It was a good throw in that it was a far throw and a fast throw, but the wind caught it wrong and it went into the water and we could not find it. He even went into the river to look for it and could not find it. And so it's gone. I think he did put his number on it, so if somebody else like finds it at some point, maybe it'll come back to him. But it was just immediately gone, and that's sad. I was empathetically sad as well. I thought it was a cool disc, and I was excited to see him be excited about it. But that's a thing that happens. I have these discs, and I'm putting a lot of time into them right now to make them feel like mine. But if I lose one, if I, for example, throw it into the river, well, it was a consequence of my actions, even if it was accidental. It still was a consequence. Like every time I throw that disc, I'm taking a risk that it goes somewhere I did not intend it to go. I'm not a perfect player by any means. And so like that can always happen. It's almost just a risk of the game. It's a risk of playing is losing your discs. I could ensure that I have these discs forever by not playing. By playing, I take the risk that I lose them. And you know what? That's okay. That is okay. And so I'm not going to put my number on them. If I lose them, someone else has a chance to find them, and they're going to have these sigils on them with their symbols, and I think that would be potentially fun for someone to be like, oh, I wonder what disc this is. And maybe if they looked really hard or intuitively, maybe they'd even know what the original name was. Maybe they'd be experienced enough to know by the shape of the disc that it was a certain kind of driver, a certain kind of putter, mid-range. Who knows? But I think that's kind of a fun scenario, and disc golfs aren't expensive. Disc golf discs aren't expensive, so if I lose one, I can replace it, and I'll try something different. There are hundreds and hundreds of discs out there, so out of these 8, if I lose one, it's just a chance to explore something new. So I'm going into this not afraid of losing, and being willing to accept if I lose one that it's gone, it's replaceable or upgradable, and that perhaps somebody else will have a chance to have it. So they are mine until I no longer have them, and that's okay. Can you say that about the things that you have? The things that are yours? Are they forever yours, or are they yours right now? And are you thankful for that? Should they be yours? Does that feel right? I don't know. Just some thoughts. Please let me know what you think in the comments. If you're a disc golf player, let me know if you've ever customized your discs, or if you think that's a cool idea. Let me know. Do you put your numbers on your discs, or are you pretty okay with letting them go if you lose them? I'm definitely curious. Like and subscribe if you want more daily, fun, deep thoughts to interact with, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.